Hey YouTube world, and hey to my Neville Nation. Welcome to Neville Girl Forever, or welcome back. And today's going to be kind of a nice day, and I had an important message, so I thought I'd do a car video for you all. Oh, there's the cutest little squirrel. I don't know if you can tell. Oops, there goes that light thing that happens. I am in my esthetician scrubs today. I'm getting ready to take an esthetician course, an advanced course. And if you've been following me along, you will know that although I am an esthetician, we'll take those off for right now, that I have not been practicing, and I just want to share a little bit about that journey because this message is important. So hope y'all had an amazing Thanksgiving. Mine was incredible, and I took a break. I was hoping to do a video, but this is the perfect time for my message. So welcome to my channel. On this channel we explore and discuss everything Neville Goddard and things related. And we make our dreams come true using the law of assumption. As when I came across Neville and the law of assumption, it changed my life. And and I'll be doing another video on this, I am a demonstration channel. My goal is not to do coaching courses or classes. It's really just to follow me along as I'm using these principles and say, here's what happened, whether it was like a seemingly not so good situation, how I use the principles to turn it around, whether it's revision, etc. So today's message is really important, and it means a lot to me, and I'm hoping that it means a lot to you and that I can encourage you and just show you about this topic. So today's topic is don't miss or discount an inspiration just because it doesn't make sense. So, because you never know, it could be a bridge of incidents. And what I mean by this is, when I first got certified in the law of attraction with Esther/Abraham Hicks, the girlfriends I made from that course where we got certified for law of attraction life coaches, Abraham has a similar message as that is not to effort, not to make things happen. Neville's definitely about that. So, but there are times, definitely Neville says, Abraham too, but follow inspired action. So what does that look like? So I'm going to give you an example because of what today is all about. So today I'm super excited. I am taking an advanced class in microneedling, and it's something I've been doing at home for myself, and it's something I've been interested in taking a class. And by the way, there will be a part 2 on this because there did end up being a bridge of incidents. I knew it. So I'm going to share with you how you can tell the difference, and hopefully this makes sense. So a little backstory is, yes, I'm an esthetician. I always had 1 or 2 spas that I created on my own. And I finally consolidated, and back in 2021, when we had large world events, we'll say it like that, my building was sold. Most of us don't own our building, so therefore it was sold, and therefore there went my business. I mean, there was a lot of other ways to go about it for a while, but due to many other things, there went my business, and something I'm very passionate about. So I do have other wheelhouses, and the other wheelhouse that I'm really good at happens to be in a totally different industry by happenstance, thank goodness, right? But the universe is always supporting us. And so I've missed it, but I'm also really enjoy what I do. Right now, I'm really good at it. And so back to today and how to tell the difference. So, there's a story that happened about maybe 2-3 years ago. So I've wanted to get back into the industry, or I think about it, but the situation has to be right. So I'm going to tell you a 3D story from a couple years ago. The 3D version is that I was running an errand. I was doing a deposit. So, running from my office, and I was rear-ended in very slow traffic, really a red light, but someone wasn't paying attention. It turns out the gentleman who rear-ended me, they were really nice. They were very successful. And we exchanged information. They agreed to pay for the damages because they had this really ginormous truck. So even a little love tap did some damage. And as we got to know each other, in the sense of just communicating for the repairs, it turns out that they had gotten divorced, and it's not that way. They'd gotten divorced, and that their ex had a Medi-Spa, and that due to the nature of the divorce that was already over and just things going on in their world, he was thinking, hey, maybe you might want to take over the spa. And it was a very successful one. Do promotions on TV. On paper, it sounded really good. But that's the 3D version. But there's the buts. The but is there was a lot of contention in releasing the spa to somebody else, but that's what this gentleman wanted to do because he had purchased the spa for his ex. And as I learned a lot about the spa situation, although it was very successful and made a lot of money, there were things. And having been in this industry for a long time, I realized that it didn't feel right. And that's part of today's topic. It didn't feel right. It sounded great. The money was great, super long hours, and there was just a lot of issues that I could see, and it didn't feel right. So what would have sounded and looked like an amazing, I was thinking, oh my gosh, here's my opportunity. But I was like, it just doesn't feel right. So back to today. So the last couple of years, I've been taking an advanced class about once a year when I start to see that I need like a tax write-off for the end of the year and just to learn something else. And last year I took a really in-depth, almost 2-month-long course on something, and I didn't like it. But I had to acknowledge I didn't like it. At the end, it was something that everybody thought would be a moneymaker and I could get back into the biz. I listened again to 3D, and this is all before Neville, right? Then coming across the thank you prayers. So it didn't feel right. And people were shocked. They were like, oh my gosh, after spending all that money on that course, why are you not moving forward with it? I was like, it doesn't feel right. I'm not passionate about this. Now that I know, now that I've taken the class, I'm really grateful. It looks great on my resume, etc. It's great to always be building and keep yourself relevant, but I don't love it. And, so I do listen to that voice because like I said, with my previous coaching, we used to debate about this. Like, what is like forced action? What is inspired action? How do you know? So it's good to get an inspiration, check things out. So I just told my friends, hey, it's a great tax write-off from last year, but I'm going to let it go because it doesn't feel right. I would love to be back in the industry again. Doesn't feel right. And it's okay. It's just money. I mean, I probably spent like $6-7 grand. It's just money. And if you had $1 million in the bank, if you didn't love something, would you do it just to make money? Some people would, some people wouldn't. But this is law of assumption that we're talking about here, and law of attraction, which I was working off previously before I found Neville. And I'm glad I followed that voice. Made some great friends and things. So now to today, again, I'm trying to get there for you. But here's the difference. And this is why I actually pre-wrote this out. I was thinking, I want to do something engaging. I want to share. I am a private person in my regular life, but I love to demonstrate. Like, that's my version of coaching. And so today, now that it's towards the end of the year, I realized that in the spring, before I met my SP, I had been looking at microneedling. I thought, I do it at home. I love it. This is something that makes sense with all my other things that I've trained for. And, I've been traveling, as you guys know, if you've been following me along. But now, since there's been a pause, things were affected by hurricanes, so on and so forth, there's an opportunity for me to take microneedling for the end of the year. And I started feeling it. I was like, so here's the thing. How do you know that it's a inspired action, like for real inspired action? Here's the deal. Because it feels like when you go to the end, when we do our SATs, and you get familiar with what your dream life feels like. Does it feel adventurous? Does it feel, engaging? Does it make you feel inspired? Does it feel, all those things that you would feel and in your end state, if you're really walking it out. And I'm going to be doing a video on this because I've mentioned it before, but there's a specific video I want to do. Law of assumption is not like do a couple of things, get in and get your goodies and get out. I mean, you can approach it that way. And sometimes that's all happens for people because they're not all in, and that's a topic for the other video, but it's a 24/7. It's an all-in thing. It really is. And I love to see that other people are talking about this. So all in, when you really get familiar with your end state, with what your dream life feels like, you're going to know the essences. That's the word I can think of. But think of what your dream life feels like. Does it bring you joy? Do you love making, and because I'm thinking of the words that describe today, does it feel great increasing your network with people who love what they do, positive people? I love spa treatments, so I love being around that. Just there's so many essences that really, really, really feel good. Yummy, juicy, and delicious. I think y'all have heard me talk about that. So when I started thinking about taking this class at the end of the year now for today, so I'm super excited, it feels yummy, juicy, and delicious. And that's the difference, because it feels so right and so good. Well, wouldn't you know, when I wrote this down on a little index card just to remind myself, because I'm sitting here in the parking lot just before it's ready to go in for registration for this class. I'm already signed up and everything, but just to go and say your hellos. I wanted to do a video about this. Because I think I'm going to be actually getting the treatment later. So there goes all the makeup and everything else, and maybe a little bit red and puffy. So I wanted to do this now. So that's the difference, my friends. It's the difference is when you're all in and you know what living in the end is. So I live my days as much in the end as possible, that when something comes across my radar that feels just like my dream life, I go for it. That's inspired action. And there's been a couple other things too. It's just like those downloaded thoughts, but somehow it just feels right and you can't put your finger on it. But ask yourself, does it feel like your end state, your dream life? Does it feel like you're walking it out? So there's going to be a part 2 on this, because there actually has already begun a bridge of incidents that I can't talk about, because just like Neville, I've learned the lesson, zip it until, it's complete. But I knew it. When it feels like your end dream state, if it feels like the essence, even if it doesn't look like, because we don't know how bridge of incidences are going to work, and they can happen like that. And when I tell you the part 2 on this, you're going to see it all is coming together in a way that all makes sense, but it's like a wow story. But in any case, I knew to do this. I wrote these index cards out, I don't know, Monday, and between Monday and now, wow. All I can say is I'm very excited about this class today, but that's how I knew the difference. Did you hear the difference in when I got rear-ended? It just didn't feel right. It just felt off. It would have been amazing, but I don't think I would have loved it. And I didn't have Neville. I had other, training and experiences, but you got to listen to that too. So that's what today is all about. It's just listen to that little voice. Does it feel like your end state? Are you living from the end? If it feels like it, there's a really, really good chance that is an action, even if it doesn't make sense, that the God, universe, source can use to bring a bridge of incidents to your dream life. And that's what we're all about here. So that's it for today. I got to go in for registration, but I did want to do this recording for you. Hopefully I didn't forget anything I wanted to say, but there will be a part 2 because this is exciting, guys. And so it's just got to feel like your end state. Go for it, even if it doesn't make sense. This just was going to be a course just because, you know, you can 3D version it's for taxes. 3D version, it's just to keep myself relevant. Those are the 3D versions. But the other side of it is from living from the end, it's turning into something amazing. Okay, I need some water as well. So, I don't know where you are in the world today or what you are trying to manifest. I am hoping, well, I'm actually holding a space that all your dreams are coming true. I hope you're having the most amazing day. And stay tuned to part 2 because I'm so excited, because a bridge of incidents can happen at any time. It doesn't have to take long. It really doesn't. And so, yeah, I'm super excited, guys. So until the next one, I'll see you then. Bye.